where he has the last position on the flank. Dog-like, you've hunted down and measured out his new imprinted track to find out if he's inside or not. Your course has brought you to your goal, keen-scented like a Spartan hound. The man has just gone back inside. Sweat drips down from his face and from his murderous hands. But you no longer need to try to peer inside this tent. Just tell me why you search so eagerly. I'm wise, and you can learn from me.
Athena's voice, dearest to me of all the gods. How easily I hear your call, although you are invisible to me, and seize it to my soul, just like a trumpet with its mouth of bronze. You are quite right. I'm hunting on the track of my old enemy, Aias, the famous shield bearer. I have been tracking him, and no one else for a long time. This night he has attempted something unbelievable against us. If indeed he is the man, we know nothing for certain. We are wandering in the dark. I volunteered to take the burden of the search. We recently discovered all our livestock dead, slaughtered by human hand, together with their guards. Now, everyone believes that Aias did this deed. One of our scouts saw him alone, leaping across the plain with a new blooded sword, and told me where. I rushed at once onto his trail. And sometimes I am sure, but then I'm thrown off course and don't know where he is. You came just when I need you. Your hand always steered my path, and always will.
Odysseus, I know. I came some time ago, eager to guard the path and help your chase.
Dear mistress, is there any point in my hard work?
Yes, Aias did those things.
Why did he act so crazily?
Anger about Achilles' armor weighed him down.
Why did he turn in fury on the flocks?
He thought his hand was stained with blood by killing you.
What? This plan was aimed against the Greeks?
He would have done it too if I'd been careless.
How could he get such daring and such confidence?
He went against you by himself, at night and stealthily.
Did he come near us? Did he reach his goal?
He reached the doors of our two generals' tent.
How was his hand, so eager for the slaughter, stayed?
I stopped him from achieving that irreparable joy. I cast upon his eyes delusions which he could not overcome, and turned aside his fury to your flocks, the undivided spoils mixed together which the cowherds guarded. He fell upon the beast and hacked horned animals to death, cleaving them in a circle round him. Sometimes he believed he had the sons of Atreus, and was killing them himself. Then, that he was attacking all the other generals in turn. And while he stalked in mad and frenzy, I encouraged him and cast him in a net of suffering. At last, he rested from his work. He tied up all the cattle that were still alive with ropes and brought the whole herd back into his tent, as if he captured men and not just animals with horns. Now he has tied them up and tortures them in there. I'm going to show this madness to you openly, so you can tell it out loud to all the Greeks. Be brave and wait to see the man. You won't be hurt. I will deflect the piercing vision of his eyes, so he won't see your face. You there! Tying your captive's hands behind their back! I summon you to come to me! I'm calling you! Come here! Out from your house!
Athena, what are you doing? Do not call him out!
Be quiet, or you will be called a coward!
Please don't do it! He has quite enough staying inside.
What could happen? Was he not a man before?
Yes, my enemy both then and now.
The sweetest of all laughter is to laugh at enemies.
It is enough for me if he stays in his house.
Are you afraid to see a madman in full view?
If he was sane, I would not shrink in fear.
He will not see you now, though you'll be near to him.
How can that happen? If he sees with the same sight?
I will put darkness on his eyes, although they are so bright.
Everything can happen when a god contrives.
So stand in silence. Stay exactly where you are.
I'll stay. I wish I was somewhere else.
Aias! I call you out a second time! Why do you slight your closest ally, me?
Athena! Welcome! Daughter born of Zeus, welcome! I'm glad you're here. I'll see that you're crowned with golden offerings in thanks for my successful hunt.
Well said. But tell me this. Did you dye your sword red in the Greek camp?
That I can boast. I won't deny the fact.
Did you raise your armed hand against the sons of Atreus?
Yes! I'll never disrespect Aias again.
They're dead. That's what you mean.
They're dead. Now let them take my weapons from me.
Good. What about Laird, his son? What have you done to him? Did he escape?
You asked me when that cursed fox is gone.
I do. I mean your enemy, Odysseus.
He sits inside, mistress. The prisoner who gives me the greatest joy. I do not want him dead just yet.
What will you do first? What great profit do you see?
First, I will bind him to a pillar of my tent.
How will you torment that poor man?
I'll whip his back until it is all red before he dies.
Do not torture the poor man quite so much.
In other things, Athena, I tell you, you can have your way. But he will pay this penalty, and nothing else.
All right. Since you can do this and it pleases you, go on. Do not restrain yourself from any of your plans.
I'll get back to work. I only tell you this. Be always on my side, just as you are today.
Odysseus, do you see the great strength of the gods? Could you find anyone who is more careful than this man, or better at responding to a situation's needs?
I know of no one else. I pity him as he is now, although he is my enemy, because he has been bound fast to a terrible downfall. In this I think no more of him than of myself. I see that all of us who live are nothing else but phantoms. Empty shadow.
Now you have seen this. You must never speak a word of arrogance against the gods. And do not swell with pride because you're greater than another in your strength of hand or depth of wealth. One day can weigh down everything a human being is and has, all lifted up again. The gods love prudent men and hate those who are not.
Of Salamis, surrounded by the sea. When you are doing well, I am glad. But when a blow from Zeus falls on you, or a raging storm of slander from the other Greeks, I'm very much afraid. You can see terror in my eye, as in a winged dove's.
And the night just ended. Big rumours assailed us and humiliated us. But you had gone out to the pastures where our horses graze and killed all the Greek cattle. Spoils which had not yet been shared with blazing sword.
Odysseus bold lying whispers about this and puts them into everybody's ears. Many believe him. What he says about you now is credible. And everyone who hears rejoices even more than he who tells them. They exult in your misfortunes. Aim arrows at great souls, and you won't miss. If someone said such things about me, no one would believe him.
Jealousy creeps up only towards a rich man. Little men without the great give bad protection. Cannot save the walls. Best if we work together with the great, and they will prosper with our help. Still, it's not possible to teach these truths to foolish men.
They're making all this noise against you, and we do not have the strength, my lord, to answer them.
When they have run away from your fierce eye, they chatter like a flock of birds. But they would surely cringe before the mighty vulture if you suddenly appeared, and cower, stricken dumb.
O terrible rumour, mother of my shame, did Artemis, the savage bull goddess, bind you against the army's herd, because you gave no tribute after victory? She did either Odysseus! Bastard son of lustful Sisyphus! Don't stay inside your seaside tent like this and let the rumour grow.
Stand up! Wherever you have fixed yourself for all this time out from the battle, that in flames of your destruction leap sky high. The angry violence of your enemies now speeds unchecked through windswept glens, and everyone runs riot with the worst insults. I am paralysed by grief.
Sailors, supporters of Aias, sons of the native soil of Athens, all of us who care about the distant house of Telamone have reason to lament. Aias the terrible, Aias the great, Aias the man of savage strength, lies motionless. A storm darkens his mind.
What heavy troubles has this night exchanged for yesterday's? Child of Phrygian Teleutus Tekmessa, tell us. Fierce Aias loves you constantly, his spear-won bedmate. You must know and could tell us something.
How can I tell you the unspeakable? He might as well be dead. In the night, a man seized our glorious Aias, and he's been destroyed. Inside the tent, you could see corpses soaked in blood, the victims of his hand.
We cannot bear what you have shown about this great man, and we can't escape from it. This is what the Greeks all said. The rumour their big story spreads around. I fear for what will happen. He will die in sight of all, if in this madness his hand killed, with black sword herds and shepherds.
No! It's there! It's there he came from, back to us, leading a flock of prisoners. Inside, he cut the throats of some onto the floor. Others he tore apart, hacking their sides. Then he picked up 2 white-foot rams. He cuts the head and tongue tip from the first, throws them away. He stands the other one upright, ties it to a pillar, takes a huge leather horse rein, and flogs the animal with hissing double scourge, abusing it with words so foul, no man. It must have been a daimon who taught him.
Now it's time for us to veil our heads and run away to hide, or sit on swift oar benches, free the ship and sail to sea. The 2 kings, sons of Atreus, are stirring up such threats against us. I'm afraid we'll suffer death by stoning here with Aias, who is bound to a fate no one can go near unscathed.
No longer. There is no more lightning flash. After a fierce attack, like Sophokles, he has eased off. And now he's sane again. He has new suffering. Looking at injuries you've caused yourself, where no one else contributed, creates great suffering.
If he has stopped, I think all may be well. The greater part of our torment is gone.
If someone gave the choice, which would you take? To hurt your friends while you yourself were happy? Or be together with your friends and share their grief?
Lady, a double suffering is worse.
Then we're destroyed now his madness is gone.
What do you mean? I do not understand.
When he was mad, Aias himself found joy in those perverted fantasies that bound him fast, while he hurt us, who were sane, being here like that. But he has been released, and now, recovered from disease, is utterly prostrated by a dreadful grief. And we are too, just as we were before. Is this not double suffering instead of one?
You're right. I fear a blow from God has struck. It must. If his mind is now happier now that the sickness has gone than when it plagued him.
Believe me, that is how it is.
How did this madness first fly down on him? We share your suffering. Tell us.
You will learn everything as you are part of this. At dead of night, when evening braziers had no more light in them, he took a sword and started to creep out on empty paths. I tried to stop him
to hear his sufferings have driven our Lord mad.
There's worse to come. Did you not hear that great resounding cry from Aias?
Either he is still sick or grieves about his recent sickness as he sees what he has done.
Oh, my boy! My boy!
Help! Eurysakes! He's crying out for you! What does he want? Where are you? I am desperate!
Teukros! Where is Teukros? Will he go on searching all this time for plunder? While I'm destroyed?
He's not insane. Open the doors. Perhaps even seeing his friends will make him more restrained.
Look! I am opening! Now you can see what he has done and how he is!
Oh, my sailors! You alone! A lot of us still my loyal friends. Look at this wave of blood. See how it surged in and surrounded me.
What you said is all too true. Clearly this shows he's gone insane.
Those skilled sailors who rowed my ship across the sea. You alone of Vulcan help defend me now. Kill me at once!
Don't say that! Don't add suffering to suffering and make the pain of this disaster worse!
Do you see the brave, strong-hearted man fearsome battle with the enemy? How terribly I slaughtered unsuspecting animals. I've been humiliated, made absurd.
Aias, my lord, I beg you, do not say such things!
Get out! Just go away! Aye, aye, aye,
For
aye!
God's sake, listen to me! Learn some sense!
Look at my fate! I let those bastards go. I fell instead in horned cattle and noble goats. Made their dark blood flow.
Why grieve yourself about what has been done? You cannot ever change what's happened.
All seeing, all hearing contriver of wickedness, Odysseus, filthiest swine in this whole camp. I bet you're laughing long and loud for joy.
The gods give us laughter and tears.
If only I could see him, even stricken as I am. Ah!
No big ideas! Do you not realize what you have done?
Zeus, father of my ancestors. If only I could kill that sneak, that vicious swine, and both the brother kings, and die myself.
If you must pray for that, then pray for me to die as well! Why should I live when you are dead?
Darkness, my only light. Hades, for me the brightest place of all. Take me! Take me to live with you! Take me! I am no longer worthy to get any help from gods or mortal men. Athena, mighty goddess, tortures me to death. Where could I flee? Where find some rest? My friends, if all my former glory perishes together with these animals, and I become addicted to a madman's quest, then all the army will lift up their swords and strike me dead.
It hurts to hear this great man say such words! He never would have said them in the past!
Straight to the sea. Sea caves and pastures by the shore. Long, long have you kept me near Troy. No more will I am still alive. Let everyone know this. Streams of Scamander near to us. River that hates all Greeks. You will not ever see this man again. The greatest soldier I will boast that Troy has ever seen come here from Greece. Now I lie utterly humiliated on the ground.
I do not know if it is worse in such misfortunes. If I hold you back, or let you speak.
Aye. Who would have ever thought my name would be so utterly appropriate? Now I can truly twice cry out aye. My father went back home from Troy, covered in glory, since his excellence in battle won a gorgeous prize. I am his son. And I came to this land of Troy with no less strength. My hands gave equal service to the Greeks. But now I am destroyed, humiliated in their sight. But still, I think I know one thing. If Achilles was still alive, and judging who was first in courage and deserved to have his arms, no one but me would have grasped hold of them. Instead, the sons of Atreus, rejecting my great worth, procured the weapons for a worthless rogue. And if my eyes and brain had not been twisted, turned away from my resolve, they never would again have got a judgment like this against anybody else. But as it is, fierce-eyed, invincible Athena foiled me, about to strike them down. She hurled a plague of madness on me. So my hands were covered in these creatures' blood instead. They have escaped me. And they celebrate. I could not stop them. When a god sends harm, a lesser man can get away from someone greater. What shall I do? Clearly I'm hated by the gods. The whole Greek army loathes me. Troy and its plains hate me as well. Should I go home across the sea? Desert this naval camp? Abandon the sons of Atreus? When I get there, how can I show my face to Telamon, my father? How could he bear to look at me? Naked, stripped of my honor as a soldier. He who himself won glory's highest crown. No, it is intolerable. Should I then go against the Trojan stronghold, tackle single-handed their whole army, do some worthwhile deed before I die? That way I'd please the sons of Atreus. It won't happen. I must find some way to show my aged father that his son is not a gutless nobody. It's shameful for a man to want long life who sees unchanging misery. Day follows day, pushing us on, pulling us back. What joy is there except in death? I would not give the slightest value to someone who warms their heart with empty hopes. A man of noble birth must live a glorious life or die in glory. That is all.
Aias! No one could tell us you've said a false word. All this comes from your own heart. Still, you must stop. Let your friends change your mind. Abandon thoughts like these.
Aias, my lord, humans suffer most from fortunes imposed by necessity. I was the daughter of a freeborn father, probably among the wealthiest of all the Phrygians. Now I'm a slave. That's what the gods decided. Your hand was their instrument. So now, because I have been made to lie with you in bed, I care for you.
pity for her touched you as it touched me. You would praise what she has said.
I certainly will praise her, only if she's strong enough to do what I command.
Aias, my love, I will do anything you say.
Bring me my son right now, so I may look at him.
When I was anxious, I sent him away,
You mean while I was mad?
in case the poor boy had met you and died.
That would have been just typical of my cruel fate.
At least I stopped it happening.
I praise your actions and your foresight.
How can I help you now?
Let me see him and speak to him.
Of course, servants are looking after him nearby.
Then why is he not here?
My child! Your father's calling for you! Bring him here! Whoever's now responsible for minding him!
Is he coming? Or can I hear your words?
The servant's bringing him to us right now.
Lift him! Lift him to me. He'll show no fear in looking at this new shed blood and gore, if he's truly a son of mine. He must be broken now into his father's savage ways, and mould his character like mine. My son, may you have better fortune than your father. Otherwise, be just like me, you'll turn out fine. I envy you right now, because you do not understand my misery. Life's sweetest when you cannot think. Before you learn about both joy and pain. When you are grown up, you must show your father's enemies that you're my son and have my strength. Meanwhile, feed on light breezes and enjoy your childhood. Give your mother joy. None of the drapes I know will dare to violate or harm you, even when you don't have me. I shall leave a great man to guard you. Teukros, who won't fail to nurture you, even though, right now, he's gone away to hunt our enemies. My warriors, my comrades on the sea, I lay this charge to love my son on all of you as well. Tell Teukros my command, that he must take this boy back to my home, and show him to Telamon, to my mother Ereboia, so he may feed and cherish them in their old age. As for my weapons, no one may make them game prizes for the Greeks, especially not Odysseus who ruined me. No, you, my son, must take the mighty shield from which you take your name, Eurysakes. Hold it and turn it with a leather thong. That 7-thickness shield no spear can pierce. All of my other armor will be buried in my grave with me. No more delay. Take this child back inside and fasten up the house. Don't whip and moan out here in front. Women are very prone to tears. Closer! A wise doctor does not sing songs of grief over a sore that needs the knife.
Your eagerness makes me afraid. Your tongue is sharpened and I do not like the sound.
Aias, my lord, what are you going to do?
Don't ask, don't question me. Restraint is good.
You're hurting me! I beg you by your child and all the gods! Do not abandon us!
You are annoying me! Do you not know I no longer have the gods a thing?
Don't say that!
I'm not listening.
You won't let me persuade you?
You have said too much already.
My lord, I am afraid!
Close the doors right now!
By the gods, relax!
I think you've just become a fool if you think you can teach me what to do.
Wonderful Salamis! You must still be a happy land, surrounded by the waves. A joy for everyone to see. But I am miserable. It's so long! I've lost count of the months spent camping in the grassy fields of Ida. Time has worn me down as I sit, waiting for the day when I shall go to hateful nothingness in Hades.
Now a new torment lies in reserve for me. Aias, impossible to kill her. forced to live with madness sent by gods. In better days you once saved him feats of bravery in war, but now he nurses lonely thoughts and gives his friends great grief. What his hand once achieved, all his deeds of great courage, have fallen upon the ground, unloved by the unloving sons of Atreus.
His mother has lived to old age. Her hair is grey. When she hears he's been stricken with disease that eats the mind, she will raise cries of grief, not plaintive like the pitiable nightingale. Poor woman, she will shriek out bitter cries. Her hands will beat her breasts and tear her old grey hair.
He's better dead. Now madness has struck down this man who by his lineage is best of all the Greeks who've suffered here. He does not stay constant inside his character, but wanders out, away. Poor father. You still have to hear about your son's unbearable misfortune, such as never struck one of your noble family before.
The long march of immeasurable time brings all things out, from darkness into light, and hides them back again. There's nothing which can't happen. Even mighty oaths are overcome, and the most stubborn minds. Me too. Not long ago, I was as strong and terrible as tempered steel. Now my hard edge has been made female by this woman, for I pity her. Left to my enemies, a widow with an orphan, I will go to the bathing place and meadows by the shore. I hope by cleansing my pollution off to break free from the heavy anger of the goddess. And then I'll go to some untrodden place and bury this my sword, most hateful of all weapons, digging it into earth none will ever see. Let night and Hades keep it underground. For ever since I took it from the hand of Hector as a gift, my greatest enemy, I've had no good luck among the Greeks. Yes, the proverb's all too true. The gifts of enemies are not true gifts and will bring harm. So, in the future, we must learn to yield to gods and reverence the sons of Atreus. They are the rulers, others must submit. How else? Even the most terrible and strong bow down to higher powers. That is why the snows and winter storms make way for summer fruits. The endless circling of the night gives place to white horse day to blaze with light. The blast of savage winds allows the groaning sea to rest. And even sleep, who conquers all, releases captives, does not bind them for eternity. So how could we not learn good sense as well? I now know that an enemy should only be so hated as a man will become a friend again. And I will wish only to help a friend so far, because I know he won't always be true. For most men, friendship is a fickle, unsafe anchorage. All this will turn out well. Tekmessa, go inside and pray the gods that what my heart desires may be fulfilled completely. My friends, honor my wishes just like her. Tell Teukros when he comes back, he must care for me and be loyal to you. I'm going to the place where I must go. Do what I say, and soon, perhaps, you'll learn that I am suffering more, that I've been saved.
I thrill with passion, fly away on wings of joy. Oh, Pan, 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 appear, see what sky beaten by snow. King, creator of the dances of the gods, to make me dance the pounding steps of Mysia and Crete, inspired by you. I want to dance now! Lord of Delos, King Apollo, come across the sea of Icaros. Be with me, visible and ever kind.
The war gods lifted that dread trouble from their eyes. Oh joy, oh Zeus! Now bright white days can come back to our swift ships, because Aias has forgotten all his pain, and has performed the rites and sacrifices needed by the gods, obeying them with greatest reverence and loyalty. Great time destroys all things, and I'd say nothing is unbelievable. Now that beyond our hopes, Aias has been turned from his fits of passion, and his fight with Atreus' sons.
My friends, I want to tell you first. Teukros has just come back here from the hills of Mysia. He's gone to the middle of the camp where all the Greeks are cursing him at once. They saw him coming from a long way off, and they surrounded him, and then assaulted him with angry words from all sides. Every one of them abusing him as brother of that maniac who tried to kill us all, and saying he could not escape from being torn to shreds in death by stoning. They'd come to this. Swords had been pulled with angry haste from scabbards. But the elders eased the strife, when it had run its course, with soothing words. Where is our Aias, so I can tell him? This news concerns him. He must learn it all.
He's not here. He's gone out. He's yanked new plans to a new mood.
No! Then, either he who sent me here sent me too late, or I have proved too slow.
What have we failed to do?
Teukros forbade us to let Aias go outside the house until he has come here himself.
Well, he is gone, and bent on doing what is best for him, to find release from anger of the gods.
What you say is completely stupid. If Calchas has any wisdom when he prophesies...
What prophecy? What do you know?
I know this much, for I was there. Calchas left the circle of the seated kings and drew apart, alone from Atreus' sons. Then he clasped Teukros' right with his own hand in all goodwill, and laid a charge on him to use all means he could to keep Aias inside his house for this whole day, and not let him go out if he wanted to see him still alive again. For this day only will the anger of the goddess Athena strike him. That's what he said. If people are excessive and of no more use, so spoke the prophet, they're struck down with great disasters sent by gods, whenever someone born a mortal man forgets this and thinks thoughts too high for men. Aias, the very moment he left home, showed great folly. His father spoke well. Telamone told him, son, strive to win your battle, but always with help from gods. Aias answered haughtily and foolishly, Father, with help from gods, even a nobody might gain a victory. I know that I can win great glory, even with no help from them. That was his boast. Then once, facing divine Athena, when she urged him on and told him he must turn a bloody hand against his enemies, he gave her this reply. Dreadful, unheard of. Queen, go and support the other Greeks. Where Aias stands, the enemy will not break through. Such words brought down on him the goddess's implacable hatred for thoughts greater than men may have. But if he's still alive today, perhaps with Lord Apollo's help, we could save him. That's what the prophet said. Teukros got up at once and sent me to make you keep him inside. But if we failed, Aias is dead. Or Calchas has no skill.
Your parents were ill-fated. So are you. Tekmessa, come and see what this man says.
Have I not suffered enough? Why make me get up when I have only just been freed from unrelenting grief?
Listen to this man. He's brought some news about the state of Aias, which gives me great pain.
What are you saying, man? Are we destroyed?
I don't
you mean by state. But as for Aias, if he's outdoors, I fear for his life.
He is outdoors. I'm terrified. Tell me at once.
Teukros has ordered us to keep Aias inside the shelter of this house and not let him go out.
Where is Teukros? Why has he said this?
He has just come back. He's afraid that going out today condemns Aias to death.
Oh God! Who told him that?
Kalchas the prophet told him something would bring life or death to Aias on this very day.
My friends, protect me from this fate. Some of you hurry and bring Teukros here. Some go west to the camp in the shore. Others look east for my man who should not have gone. I realize that he's deceived me and has cast aside the favor he once showed to me. My child, what shall I do? We can't sit here. I'll search as well, as far as I can go.
I'm ready to go too. I'll prove it now. I'll go as quickly as I can.
My executioner now stands where he will cut most sharp. If you have time to waste on Lord, it's Hector's gift. The guest friend whom I hated most, who could not bear to see. And it's fixed in hostile Trojan soil, just sharpened on the whetstone. I've stuck it in most carefully, so it will be kind. Kill me instantly. Our preparations are complete. And now it's right for me to call first on you, Zeus, my ancestor. I only ask a small favor. Please send a messenger for me to take the bad news to Teukros, so he may lift me first when I have fallen on this blood-stained sword. And do not let me first be seen by enemies and thrown out as a prey for dogs and birds. This much I ask of you. I also call on Hermes, escort of dead souls, to take me quickly down in one swift leap without convulsions when I drive this sword into my side. I also ask for help to the immortal virgins, who see all the sufferings of mortal men, to learn how Odysseus' sons are ending my poor life. Come, swift avenging furies. Do not spare, but feast upon the entire army of the Greeks. Now you, whose chariot climbs the heights of heaven, sun god, when you look down on my native land, clap your golden reins and tell of my misfortunes and my death, my old father, my miserable mother. Poor woman. When she hears of this, she'll cry out loud, and everyone will hear. But there's no point in vain regrets. Now for the end, as quickly as I can. O sunlight, sacred soul of Salamis, my native land, and famous Athens, hearth of my ancestors. Springs and rivers and plains of Troy, I speak to you who has sustained my life. Farewell. This is the last word Aias says to you. From now on, I'll speak only among the dead.
Pain! Endless pain! Where have I not gone? No place draws me to find him. Hey, I hear some noise.
It's us, you shipmates.
Well, we've searched everywhere west of the ships.
Found anything?
A lot of pain and no success.
Clearly they haven't found him on the eastward path either.
If only some sailor who works sleeplessly to catch fish, or nymph of mountains, or one from the rivers which flow into Bosphorus, could tell us if they've seen that fierce man roaming somewhere. It is terrible that I should wander painfully so long and not run into him, but cannot see where poor Aias has gone. Who's screaming over there?
It's Tekmessa, the wretched captive bride of Aias, utterly immersed in grief.
I'm lost, my friends! Completely finished!
What is it?
Aias lies here, just dead, impaled upon a buried sword.
We'll never get back home. My lord, you killed me. Your own comrade. Poor suffering woman.
He's dead. Now we must cry. Aye!
Who killed him?
Clearly it's suicide. This sword, fixed in the ground, accuses him. He fell on it.
The blindness of my mind! You killed yourself alone! Your friends could not protect you! I let you do it! Where is stubborn Aias, whose name is so ominous?
He must not be seen. I will wrap this cloak around and shroud him completely. No friend could bear to look at him like this, with dark blood pouring from his nose and from the awful self-inflicted wound. What shall I do? What friend will lift you up? Where's Teukros? He should come here now to take his fallen brother. Unfortunate Aias, you were so great! And now, like this, even your enemies should mourn for you.
Poor man! You were so stubborn! You were bound eventually to find a cruel fate and endless pain. So great was your fierce rage, all day and night against the sons of Atreus. A hatred which has killed you. The day the golden armor stood as prize for the best fighter has caused endless suffering.
I know the anguish pierces to your faithful heart.
I understand why you cry more than once. So recently torn from this man you loved.
You can think about it! I am suffering!
I know.
My child! We will be yoked to slavery! Think who will be our overseers!
Yes, you're right to grieve. The sons of Atreus are ruthless and would be brutal beyond belief. So may the god prevent it!
But for the gods, this never would have happened!
Yes, they've made our burden far too great to bear.
Athena, Zeus's fearsome daughter, gives us all this suffering to help Odysseus.
In his black heart the much enduring man rejoices now, and laughs aloud at sufferings which madness caused. So will the kings, the sons of Atreus, when they are told.
Then let them laugh and jump for joy at Aias' suffering. Perhaps, if they did not want him alive, now he is dead, they may lament his absence from the war. Men of no judgment do not know they have a good thing in their hands until it's lost. His death is bitter
think I hear Teukros' voice, crying in grief about this awful death.
My dearest Aias, brother whom I loved, are you dead, as rumour says?
Teukros, know this. He's dead.
My fate is heavy.
That is how it is.
I'm wretched.
You must grieve.
A fierce, sudden shock.
Too much, Teukros.
Whole wretchedness. But what about his son? Where in the land of Troy is he?
Alone at the tent.
Then you must go and bring him here at once, to stop his enemies from taking him. Like the whelp from a lioness who's lost a mate. Go quickly! Rescue him! Everyone loves to triumph over stronger men, once they are dead.
Teukros, while he was still alive, Aias asked you to give protection to his son, as you are doing now.
This is the worst of all the sights that I've ever seen. And the path to this place is the most bitter of all paths that I've ever walked. Oh, my beloved Aias, since I heard that you were dead while I was looking for you, a rumor you had died spread fast throughout the army, as if sent by God. I heard it far away and grieved at once. But now I see you undestroyed. Come, lift the cloak, and let me see the worst. This is a wretched sight. How cruel was your courage, and how many sorrows you have sown for me. Where can I go? Who will want me since I have failed to help you in your time of need? Oh, I am sure our father Telamon will be so happy and rejoice to see me coming back without you. Yes, of course. A man who never even smiles when he is happy. He won't hold back. There is no insult he won't hurl against his bastard by a captive girl. I betrayed you, dearest Aias! By my cowardice! Or weakness! Or through treachery! So when you're dead, I would acquire your power and your house! That is the sort of thing you'll say. He is bad-tempered, peevish in old age, and quarrels about nothing. And finally, he'll reject and exile me, regarding me not as a free man, but a slave. That's what I'll get back home. While here in Troy I have many enemies, and very little help. All vanished when you died. What should I do? How draw you from the bitter point of Hector's gleaming sword, the murderer who took your breath from you? Do you see how, even dead, your enemy managed to cause your death?
Do not go on! You must work out how you can bury him, and what to say right now. I see an enemy. He's probably come here to gloat over our sufferings, as you'd expect from such a scoundrel.
Whom from the army have you seen?
Menelaos, the reason why we sailed here.
I see him. He's not hard to recognize when he's near.
Hey, you! I'm telling you, you cannot raise that corpse. It must be left right here.
Why waste your breath in saying that?
It is my will, and Agamemnon's too.
And could we hear your reasoning?
Yes. When we brought him here, we hoped that he would be an ally to the Greeks and friend. And then we found him more our enemy than any Trojan. He planned to murder the whole army, ventured out at night to kill us with his spear. If some god had not quenched this move, we would have had the same fate he has now, and would be lying dead in a most shameful way while he lived on. But as it is, a god has turned his violence, so it fell onto sheep and cows. Because of that, there's nobody with strength enough to lay this body in a tomb. He will be thrown out somewhere on the yellow sand, and become food for seabirds. Do not get in a mighty rage. We could not control him while he was alive. We'll rule him now he's dead, even against your will, with our hands. When he was alive, he never listened to a word I said. A man of lower rank shows that his character is bad if he does not obey the people who are in power. Law and good order cannot prosper in a city where there is no element of fear. Nor can an army have the proper discipline if there is not the barrier of fear and of respect. Even a man of great physique should realize that something small can bring him down. If someone has both fear and deference, be sure that that will keep him safe. But where there's license to be violent and do just anything you want, no, such a city will sometime lose favorable winds and sink into the depths. No, let me see fear put in place where it's appropriate. And let's not think that if we do all we desire, we will not pay the price in suffering. Joy and grief alternate. This man was once hot-tempered, violent. Now I'm on top. So I tell you, you may not bury him. If you do, you may fall into a grave yourself.
Menelaos, you've said some wise things. Do not yourself outrage the dead. My friends, I'll never wonder if a man of lower birth goes wrong when the so-called nobility stray in their words so far from justice. Let's go back to the start. Come, do you say you brought Aias here? You found him as an ally? Did he not sail himself, full master of his choice? Why do you think you're his overlord? Why should you have power over everyone he brought from Salamis? You came as king of Sparta, not to lord it over us. There is no way you have the legal power to order him around, no more than he for you. Give orders to your subjects. Spare your fancy words for lashing out at them. I will place Aias in a grave, whether you forbid it, or the other king. It is his right. I do not fear your mouth. Aias did not come to this war to get your wife back, like your hard-working subjects, but because he swore an oath to Tyndareus. Nothing to do with you. He had no time for nobodies. So when you come back, bring more heralds and a general. Your noise will not divert me from my purpose, or you stay the man you are.
I do not like such speeches at a time of suffering. Harsh words still sting even when they are much deserved.
The bowman has a high opinion of himself.
Yes, mine is a noble craft.
How you would boast if you could hold a shield.
Even without one, I could beat you fully armed.
You're fearfully courageous in your words.
When men are right, they can think mighty thoughts.
It would have been all right for him to kill me and live happily?
Kill you? A miracle. You're killed, but you're still alive.
He wanted me stone dead. A god saved me!
Since the gods saved you, do not now oppose their will.
You think I would oppose the laws of heaven?
Yes, if you're here to stop the dead from being buried.
When they're my enemies, it would not be right.
Did Aias ever stand against you as your enemy?
We hated each other, and you know it well.
Because he found you cheated him by rigging boats.
The judges ruled that he had lost, not me.
You could do a good cover-up on any kind of crime.
These words might end in pain for somebody.
Not more pain than we will inflict ourselves.
I'll say one thing to you. You cannot bury him.
Here, just one thing in answer. He'll be buried.
I once saw a man of bold speech urging his crew to set sail in a storm, who lost his voice when he was caught in the full blast. He hid under his cloak and let the crewmen walk all over him. So too you and your violent tongue. Perhaps a mighty storm could grow from a small cloud and quench all your loud noise.
I too once saw a man. A foolish man who threw his weight around when those near him were suffering. One day, someone a bit like me saw him and said something like this. My good man, do not harm the dead. If you do, you'll suffer for it. That's how he chided the man who lacked sense. I see him now, and I think that he is nobody else but you. Is this a riddle?
I am leaving. It would be shameful if people knew that I rebuke with words someone whom I can force.
Creeper! It would be the very depth of shame if I listened to empty words from such a feeble man.
This will be a strife-torn trial of strength. Quick as you can, Teukros, seek out a hollow grave for Aias, where he'll lie forever in a glorious but dark and musty tomb.
Yes, just at the right time. Here come the wife of Aias and his son to help with burying his miserable corpse. Boy, you must come here. Stand near. Touch the Father who created you. Kneel as a suppliant, holding some locks of my hair, and of hers, and of your own. The offerings that give power to a suppliant. If any soldier tries to tear you forcibly away, may he fall to an evil death and lie unburied, so his family's cut right down to its roots. Just as I now cut off this lock of hair. Take it, my child, and treasure it. Let no one move you. Kneel and cling to him. Now, you must not stand here like women, but like men, ready to help till I return when I have made a tomb for him. Though no one wants me to.
When will it end? When will the count of bruising years be full? Which brings the endless suffering to me of making war in mouldy Troy, a sorrow and a shame for all the Greeks.
If only he had gone up to the light of heaven, or to Hades, which receives us all. The man who taught the Greeks to league together for this war that has created so much misery. He has destroyed so many men.
He did not give me the delight of festive garlands and full cups of wine, nor the sweet music of the flute, nor the joy of a night-long sleep. He has deprived me of the joys of love. I lay here, totally uncared for. My hair is always covered with the heavy dew, a souvenir of miserable Troy.
There was a time when boy like Aias could protect me from my nightmares and my enemies. But he is now the victim of a hostile god. Will I ever have joy again? If only I could travel to where the woodland cape stands out, washed by the sea, the flat headland of Sunian, so we could hail the sacred city, Athens!
I hurried back because I saw the chief commander, Agamemnon, bearing down on you. I doubt if he will speak with much restraint.
Hey you! They told me you dare let your mouth gape wide with insults to me which have not been punished. Yes, it's you I mean, the captive woman's son. I'm quite sure that if your mother was well born, you'd utter lofty words and strut around. You're nothing, defending a dead nobody. And you've still sworn we did not come here as generals or admirals over the Greeks. Apparently you say Aias come as a chief himself. Big words, aren't they, for us to hear from slaves? This great man whose virtues you trumpet out aloud. Where did he go? Where did he stand where I was not? Have we Greeks no one else but him? We'll suffer for the day we summon the whole army to compete for Achilles' armor. If any result means Teukros denounces us, and if you two would not agree when you've lost to bear the verdict of a clear majority, but try to get back at us with hostile words or stab us in the back by treachery, because you did not win. If people live like this, mankind cannot set up the rule of law. If we must always push aside the men that have won a fair contest and put the underdogs in front. This must be stopped. The broader-shouldered men are not the most reliable. In everything, men of intelligence win out. It only takes a tiny whip to make a great big ox go straight along the road. And I foresee the lash will come to cue you quickly if you do not get some sense. This man is dead. It's just a shame. You are bold and violent, and far too free a pound. Then I get some sense. Remember who your mother was, and bring another man here, someone free by birth that states a case to us instead of you. When you speak, I can hardly understand. Not familiar with your foreign tongue.
I wish you both would use some sense. I cannot give better advice than this.
When someone dies, how quickly people's gratitude flows right away and is proved treacherous. Aias, if this man doesn't have the slightest memory of you, not even a brief word, when you would risk your life so many times in battle, working just for him. No, it's all vanished, flung aside. You have just said so many mindless words. Have you forgotten utterly the time when you were penned inside the camp? You had been routed and reduced to nothing. He came and was the only one who saved you. When fire burned round our ship's sterns and the rowing benches, and Hector leapt over the trench towards the ships. Who stopped that? Was he not the man? The one you say never set foot where you were not. Don't you admit he served you rightly then? Remember now when he confronted Hector 1-to-1, not under orders, but by right of lottery. For his ballot was no sluggard, made of sticky earth. No, it was bound to be the first to leap out lightly from the helmet. Here lies the man who did those things, and I was at his side. The slave whose mother was barbarian. You fool! What are you thinking when you talk like that? Have you forgotten that your grandfather Pelops was originally a barbarian from Phrygia? That Atreus, your father, set before his brother the most horrible of meals? His children's flesh? Your mother was a Cretan girl whom her own father caught screwing a slave and ordered to be thrown into the sea for fish food. That is your pedigree. And you pour scorn on mine. I am the son of Telamon, who won my mother as a bedmate when he proved the best in a whole army. By her birth, she was a princess, daughter of Laomedon, and Heracles gave it to Telamon, a special gift, best of the spoils of war. I am the noble child of two most noble parents. How can I let shame fall on my brother, who died wretchedly, and whom you're not ashamed to say you want to cast away unburied? Know this, that if you throw his body anywhere, you'll have to throw us three out there to lie with him. It's much more honorable if I die inside of all, struggling to save my brother, than it is to get that wife of yours back. Or is she your brother's? I don't care. Watch out, in your own interest, not mine. If you harm me in any way, you'll come to wish you'd been a coward rather than attacking me.
My lord Odysseus, you've come just in time. You were here to mediate and not to fight.
What's happening, gentlemen? I heard from far away the sons of Atreus shouting about this noble corpse.
Yes, Lord Odysseus. We have been most shamefully reviled by that man over there.
What did he say? I would pardon a man who is reviled if he replied in kind.
I did insult him. He treated me shamefully.
What did he do to harm you?
He says he will not leave this corpse unburied, but will defy me and bury it.
Now, may a friend tell you the truth and still be on your side?
Of course. If not, I'd be foolish, since I think you are my greatest friend of all the Greeks.
Then listen. By the gods, don't be so hard as to let him be ruthlessly cast out, unburied. Don't let violence conquer you, so you hate him so much you trample on what's right. To me as well, he was the most hateful man in the whole army, from the moment when I won Achilles' armor. But although he was like that to me, I never would show disrespect to him. I always said he was easily the best of all the Greeks who came to Troy, except Achilles. It would be wrong then if you paid him disrespect. You would not anyway hurt him, only the laws set by the gods. It is not right to harm a great man who is dead, not even if you hate him.
So, you, Odysseus, take his side against me?
Yes, I do. I hated him when it was good to hate.
Should you not trample him in death as well?
Do not take pleasure in rewards which are not good.
Kings find it hard to keep the path of righteousness.
But they can still respect friends who give good advice, huh?
Good men should listen to their overlords.
Stop this. You'll be the winner, if you listen to your friends.
Remember just what kind of man you're helping.
Yes, he was my enemy, but he was noble.
And what will you do? Respect an enemy's dead body?
Yes, his greatness means more to me than our enmity.
People like you are always too impulsive.
Many men can be your friends right now, and later enemies.
Do you approve of making friends like that?
I don't approve of people who are inflexible.
You'll make us both look like cowards here today.
No, men that all the Greeks would think did right.
So, you, Odysseus, are telling me to let them bury him.
I do. One day, I'll need a burial myself.
It's all the same. Everyone works just for himself.
And whom should I more rightly work for than myself?
People must say you did this, not I.
However it is done, you will have shown nobility.
All right. But understand this well. I will gladly give you this favor, or an even greater one. As for this man, I hated him alive, and I still hate him dead. Do what you like.
Odysseus, anyone who says you are not born with wisdom after what you've just done would be a fool.
I tell you, Teukros, that from now on I will be his friend as much as I was once his enemy. I want to help you bury him, working beside you, and do all the services for him which we should give to the most excellent of men.
Most excellent Odysseus, I praise you in every way for what you've said. You've relieved me from my fears. You were his greatest enemy among the Greeks, but you alone have stood here to defend him, and did not dare to heap insults on his corpse, like that most arrogant commander who came here when he and his brother determined they would have his corpse defiled, cast out without a grave. I call on Zeus, supreme lord of Olympus, and on the long-remembering Fury, and on Justice the Fulfiller, to destroy those vile men vilely, just as they wanted to defile him, cast him out unworthily. However, noble offspring of aged Laertes, I'm reluctant to let you touch him during the burial, lest I do something this dead man would not accept. In all else, work with us. And if you want to bring some other soldier, that's all right by me. I will do all the rest, and you must know that you've been a very noble man to us.
Well, I wanted to, But if you would not like me to do it, I consent to your wish, and I will go.
Shoot! Enough! The time has stretched too long. Some of you must hasten to dig out a hollow grave. Others bring a cook, set high on a tripod over fire to make the water for his ritual cleansing. And yet another group must go back to the tent and bring his body armor. Boy, hold your father up, as much as you have strength. Touch him with love, and help me lift his body up. More martyr is still ooze black blood. Come, everyone who says he is a friend, hurry, make haste, and help me work for this man. Excellent in every way.
People look, they'll learn much. Before he sees, no one can prophesy the future.
Nice couple of good sheep. A couple of lamb roasts and stuff there.
Greg!
Thanks very much. I think I can get them into it.